Dumelangi Sanbonani. Welcome to the Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network Channel 500 on Starset. Do follow us on all our social media platforms. It is Galaxy Universal Network on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, also there on YouTube. And allow me today to actually say a happy birthday to my also bubbly co-host, Ohamani Gambele. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it.
A shout out right from me to you, Harmony.
Thank you. And it's on air.
On air,
on
right?
air.
Yes.
How many people are watching? Guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rosang. And thank you very much for watching, even right there at home. It is Galaxy Universal Network, and you're watching Midday Express, and the name is Harimini Mpe. Lupele Kulunontanda, Udlambulanga Luglungombi, Tombigazo Sompisonda Bezita, Diti Ala Ganjala, and apparently I'm an identical twin, so a big
apparently. You are an identical twin. Like, and I'm not even sure if we can just quickly talk about it. I mean, just open up and just give you a bit of a platform right there. How does it feel being an identical twin?
That's a normal experience because we've been with each other for, 2 decades and a couple of years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've been together. So it's a normal thing. I think people's expressions give it away every time that we're twins because it's always that, they look alike.
Yeah,
and we're like, we're always like, yeah, and then others will walk in up to us and be like, are you guys twins? Look at each other, we're like, no,
nope,
she's the older one. Like, no, but you guys look alike. You guys are twins.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're twins. It's always those questions, but it's a fun experience.
Well, happy birthday to you and your twin brother Innocent right there, Harmony.
Thank you very much.
As we move on with our headlines for the day, now human trafficking awareness, #CleanSA.
And we take a look at Umsheng launches provincial school water programs.
And then we've got a Pomeroy community fed up with the lack of water and electricity. And then also, as you know, for our tourism and our Heritage Month feature as well, we still have Vinky, who unfortunately we could not connect with properly yesterday. So we're just continuing the conversation with her today from Vinky's Tours. And she's going to tell us a little bit more about her heritage. She said it's not Khoisan, but something else. I think it's something that we need to
But I think the whole lineage leads to the San people. We can't say it's Khoisan, but it leads to the San. And I think them hunting, she shared like bits and highlights about it yesterday, so I can't wait to get into that conversation later on.
And then we also have a Sotho Groove who's going to be performing for us a bit later on, the whole traditional Sotho way. So I'm not sure if your Sotho is on.
Yeah, I was about to.
But it was you with Xhosa Izolo.
Yeah.
But
also, you're returning the favor.
I'm returning the favor.
Okay, let's do this. Jwanong na kitlo dirabyang how twanetse hore ke bo Sotho.
But as we move on to the first story of the day now, trends are making rounds on social media. #human trafficking awareness and #23 September Clean SA. Now these alarms are being raised with the increased number of kidnappings that are happening in South Africa. Now, some organizations such as Only One SA have also prepared to march to the Nigerian and Zimbabwean embassy with accusation including that foreign nationals are guilty of human trafficking and running drug rings. Now, a very sad one that we're seeing that some people would actually say xenophobic attacks, but we're not really sure what's really happening there.
And I think it's a hard one before we get to show them the visuals that I don't know what it's going to incite a lot of conflict in South Africa and in Africa. And with our President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday at the UN where he was speaking, and it was such a beautiful thing where he said, Africans, let us unite, let us come together. And here we are waking up to a dawn where we have organizations saying that our foreign nationals, our brothers and sisters from Africa, are actually human traffickers and who are owners of drug rings. So I don't know how the story is going to affect South Africa and Africa at large.
But there's always two sides to a story. How many? There's always two sides.
Three sides, rather.
Yes. His, hers, and the truth.
Yes.
But it's always quite sad that you have people who are being implicated or being said or being accused of things that they've never done just because of, unfortunately, their fellow brothers and sisters from maybe Nigeria who have actually committed the crimes. So it's unfortunate that now everybody from Nigeria is painted in that light that they are bad for the country, now making it. And unfortunately, some of the foreign nationals have become family,
Yes.
family, friends and stuff. So it's actually quite sad to have be seeing such happening on that regard.
And I think when Arosang, you're touching something that it's always our Nigerian brothers and sisters that always get to be on the spotlight. But it's not; they are not the only nationals in South Africa or in Africa at large that are committing such crimes. We have people within South Africa committing these crimes. Why don't we call them out? You know, and I know people are going to say we are looking at a bias factor. We are looking at it this way, but it's just that when is it right and when is it wrong for us to call out people for doing what is wrong? I think that's like the bottom line.
And I think it's that thing that how many we shouldn't look at where are they from. Like you said, wrong is wrong. Even if you're South African, let's call out these people who are in charge of these human
drug
trafficking.
rings or
yes, you know, and then also just talking on that matter, right? We are looking at human trafficking as a whole and all of that, and kidnappings. And then also now there's also an incident that also happened allegedly at Boulder's shopping center. Now, while we know that others are not so brave to talk about what is happening, but then a man also then shared rather on social media an incident that he saw at Boulder's shopping mall in Midrand, where he says that he saw a woman that was being kidnapped, right? Now, this man, we're going to play a video a bit later on as well. He's talking about the matter that happened, apparently about a woman that was taken there and the kids were left there crying and stuff like that, right? But then now, a twist to it, like we did say that there's always, you know, two sides, three sides. So what the statement from Boulders now, it says, "Dear Boulders customers, a couple which had withdrawn a large sum of money at the Castle World Lifestyle Shopping Centre in Midrand this afternoon was followed to the Boulders Shopping Centre and held up in the underground parking area. Now, no shots were fired and the armed suspects managed to get away with a purse containing the money, a phone and a passport." Now, WhatsApp video purporting this incident to be related to child trafficking is false and misinformed. Now, SAPS are on site and we are fully cooperating with investigations. Now, please be aware of your surroundings at all times and report any suspicious activity to the center management or on-site security. The safety of our customers, tenants and employees is of the highest priority. Regards, Boulders management. So we see how this man went out to social media and said that kidnapping has happened and it got everyone in such a panic, only to find out that these people that were actually held there were actually
at gunpoint. They had a large sum amount of money. But it goes to say that I think our world has come down to a point where even if an incident is happening, you're already jumping to a conclusion on what is happening. So at this point, as Boulders has came out the shopping center and the management have released a statement, but his allegations, because he was threatened. There was a thing about him, if we're going to play the video later on, is that he was scared, he was shaking, he was panicking, he was in his car and he mentioned that he had locked himself in the car because he didn't know what was happening, even in the presence of the police.
He also mentions how he actually ran away, you know, left his car unattended because he was fearing for his life. So it's also now these things, like how true is it? Like it's another thing that we cannot just go on social media causing panic over something that's not even true. I think next time we just need to verify the facts, because now it's caused a whole upset.
Can I ask you this? How do you then verify the facts in that moment?
That's the thing.
You know, so at that moment, I think the only thing that I think me and you or another civilian out there is that we all jump to social media to alert people that there's this happening. And sure thing, verify what had happened is true, so that you're not doing exactly what had happened, putting false accusations or false media things that aren't happening at this point. So I think it is true that verify first, but what do you do at that state of mind? What do you do?
I guess at the end of the day, like you said, we can't even blame him for just going out there and just informing people, because at that time probably he saw what he saw and thought that's what had happened. But also big ups to Boulders actually coming back and just telling us on what actually really happened on the actual matter. So we, like I said, like let's just clarify such matters at the end of the day.
And I think another thing, I think the police too should come out with a statement on really what has happened, because I think they hold the truth to all this. So it could be the man is telling the truth, it could be Boulders is telling the truth, or either of them is changing the story. But the police and the investigation is going to set everything to light. So as we said, there are three sides to the story, and there's the truth, the not so truth,
And there
Is that?
Yes.
That one?
Yes. And then also now, just also like maybe just to show how children can actually now prevent themselves from being kidnapped. There's actually now a nursery school teacher right there who actually just shows the kids on what to do in case they are at risk of being kidnapped. Let's just have a look right there.
We're going to demonstrate with Moitabi the same thing. I'm going to grab her from behind. She's going to fall down, grab onto my leg, feet onto the other leg, so I can't move and I can't pick her up. Okay, Moitabi, are you ready? Okay, I'm going to grab you, you fall, you grab, and... Can I move her? No, I can't move her! Thank you.
Now, I love how, you just see that small kid now being taught how to hold, grab onto
the leg
and to make sure that nothing happens to them, and then,
Yeah, but I think the most that conviction moment in her face where she was screaming and she wrapped her legs around the teacher's leg, and she had that thing of being kidnapped, and the learners too wanted to participate so that they can practice all these things. So I think we're even not teaching our kids what's within context of education now, but it's about how to survive. So that has been, like, I think another hard one. But let us take a look at what has been happening at Boulders. Here's the video, the clip that the man shared on social media that has been making the rounds.
I'll do this, but I'm scared, guys. You know what? This is real, guys. We've been joking about human trafficking. We've been joking about the abuse, gender-based violence, but I just experienced the shock of my life right now. I'm at the parking right now at Boulders Shopping Center. I literally locked myself in the car right now. As I came to the car, just opening the car, there was a lady who was parking next to me. Two guys came with a Tiguan R. We took the number plate. They opened guns, you know what, they just took guns, they pointed at everyone. I ran for my life. They took a lady just in front of me, an old person, and now they left the kids. They took the lady, they put in a Tiguan R, a white one, black is tint, the windows. Guys, this thing is real. The kids are crying right now. They don't know where their mother went to. Everybody's here, the police, they're taking the statements. I'm waiting for them to come and take my statement. Guys, this is real, guys. I'm shocked. Please, guys, take care of yourselves. Please don't park at Boulders underground parking. Please don't park at Boulders parking underground, guys. Please, Midrand is not safe anymore. South African fact is not safe. Please, guys, I'm scared for my life right now. Yo, I left my car open. I just had to run for my life. Please, guys, take care of yourselves.
Now, as we move on now from the human trafficking, I think a lot has been said. Let's just move on to the second story now.
I love how you said a lot has been said. And KwaZulu-Natal MEC for Education, Kwazim Shengu, expressed his delight at the launch of the water programs for the schools in the province. According to the department, the project launched at Kulani Special School in Makuyande district, which will reach about 1,000 rural schools in the province to supply them with fresh water.
Kulani Special Schools under Kanyagote district, lapho sizothula khona uhlelo lama boreholes as part of the sustainable solutions to deal with the problem of water in our schools. Most of our schools in the province of KwaZulu-Natal are still a reflection of their communities. So whatever is is missing in a community will also be found to be missing in a school. So njengoba imiphakathi yethu inamanzi noma inekwentuleka kwamanzi isikhathi esiningi kanjalo nezikole zethu kanti amanzi ayimpilo siyafisa ukuthi zonke izikole zethu KwaZulu-Natal zibe nesimo la khona amanzi ehleze ekhona as part of the entire ecosystem support of a school ngoba esikoleni is not about the availability of teacher and kids in a classroom. It's about the entire support ecosystem which as a department we are responsible for. Udaba lwamanzi olunye udaba welithanda ukuhlupha ezikoleni zethu kungako-ke sithathe isinqumo sokuthi masiqale iprogram la sizofuna khona amanzi underground azoba sustainable so that sidile nokuthi amanzi lawa esiwanikeza komasipala i-provision yakhona is too erratic ngoba omasipala funa abasupply nemphakathi yethu. Okwesibili ama-cost are-related to uprovidwa kwamanzi omasipala aphezulu kakhulu enza ukuthi sigcine singakwazi ukwenza ezinye zezinto ey'koleni zethu. Kule sikole sikusona njengamanje iKhulani Special Schools i-report isitshengisa ukuthi they are spending close to 200,000 a year in the provision of water. Uma uhlanganisa ke ugesi water per year it's estimated to be about 600,000 for ukukhokhela ugesi. So uma uhlanganisa lawo expenses uyabona ukuthi ezinye zezinto esikoleni ezidinga ukuthi zilungiswe noma zifakwe as part of investment kuzogcina sengenzeki because of the expenses related to water and electricity in particular. So this program is being rolled out throughout the province. In this financial year, there are 1,000 schools that have been identified to have water underground. And all those schools have been earmarked for the provision of boreholes during this financial year.
And as we're still continuing taking a look at the story of the MEC, the introduction of the borehole program as part of the Department of Education's 2020-2021 Infrastructure Service Delivery Program in KwaZulu-Natal. Mshenge said that this initiative, which aims to ensure that schools are supplied with fresh water, will aid the rural areas, especially so that it helps out kids that need water.
Year. Studies are continuing to check other schools in terms of water, in terms of underground water. And once the results are back and showing that indeed we can embark on boreholes in those schools, we will do so in the next financial year. Our intention is to ensure that all schools in KwaZulu-Natal have availability of water on a daily basis. We don't want a situation where a single school can go for a day without water. Obviously, where the studies are indicating that there is no underground water available, we'll continue to work closely with the municipalities for the provision of water in those schools. But I'm quite confident that this program will alleviate a lot of pressure from each department in terms of our expenses kanjalo nokuthi omasipala icapacity yabo nabo ithanda ukuthi ihluphe ukuthi ba provide amanzi ngendlela esiwafuna ngayo. Ama studies have been conducted kulezi indawo sofaka zona ama boreholes and ayatshengisa ukuthi this is really a long-term sustainable solution. Yes. Also therefore want to conclude by making a call to our communities to protect this investment. We know that the surrounding communities in other areas still don't have water, but ngeke kusisiza ukuthi imiphakathi yethu izocekela phansi infrastructure lesifakayo ngoba ifuna amanzi. Funa sibambisane nje nemphakathi njengomakhelwane nje abahlalisene kahle. Uma ngabe kukhona umphakathi okudinga ezikoleni zethu makukhulunyiswane kahle ukuze singagcini sisithi sifaka investment ibuye ucekele umphakathi ngoba izikole zizinto zokuthuthukisa imiphakathi. Lokho esikwenzayo sikwenzela izingane zomphakathi yalezi izikole eziyakhela. So siyanxusa imiphakathi yethu ukuthi le investment mawi protect ukuze izingane zabo zizokwazi kuba ne future eqhakazile zikwazi ukuthuthukisa nemindeni kanjalo na imiphakathi eziphuma kuyo.
And that's some of the stories we had for you for the first 15 minutes. Let's just go for a quick ad break, and when we come back, we're going to have an interview with Vinky, who's going to be telling us more about her heritage and a tourism company.
Yes.
Let's go for a quick ad break. We'll be back right after this.
China saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
I don't want to be a white person who sits by and does nothing, so that's why I'm here today.
Feel the excitement.
We are here to unite because what we are fighting for is to stop institutional racism.
Feel the heat with Starsat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
And welcome back from the ad break. You're still watching Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network. And we are hoping that you're engaging with us across every social media platforms. On Twitter and Instagram, it is gun_TV because we always have that explosive content.
Yes.
And today we are joined by an amazing tourism feature as always. Well, we're supposed to have it yesterday, but unfortunately, because of network, because of the things that did not happen, we're having the conversation today. We are joined by Vinky from Vinky Tours and Enterprise. Good afternoon, Vinky. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine, thank you.
Fantastic.
We're good, thank you, Vinky. Now, we just want to just get right into it,
Hello?
right? Hi, Vinky. Vinky?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes, Vinky. Okay, just getting right into it, right? We just want you to tell us a little bit more. I think the most significant thing that is more interesting about you is that you are from the Komani-San tribe, right? I just want you rather to tell us a little bit more about that and what the difference is between that and the Khoisan tribe.
The Komani-San people are most in the Kalahari region, and the Khoisan is most to the Cape Town side.
So is there a difference maybe in the language?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
Vinky,
we can hear you.
Vinky?
Yes.
Vinky?
Hello?
Hi. Vinky, let me just ask you again, right? So I just wanted to know, maybe is there a difference? So I just want you to just tell us, is there a difference maybe in the language and maybe your cultural practices as well?
There is different, the San language, the Bushman language of the Komani-San is the Nul language. And there is different cliques in different San languages. So there are different groups of San people. Like we are the Komani-San, and then there is the Khoisan, and there is the Nama people, and
That is quite interesting. I mean, you mentioned the cliques, the language, and it is quite, I think, an interesting one because there's the cliques, there's the I think that you said. Please take me through the language itself. How would I agree to you in the tribe that you are in?
Sure, I'm not speaking the language, but I will try my best. If we greet in our language, I will say Ngoika.
Ngoika.
Yeah, Ngoika.
Okay, we're learning, absolutely. So within the children, so do you teach them the history of where you are from and the modern, how modern we've become since you are from the Western Cape?
Yeah, let me just start from the beginning to explain and tell more about myself and my business. So my name is, as you know, Vinky van der Westhuizen. I'm a Komani San Bushman lady in a heartbeat of the Kalahari, and we are to the most northern part of the Northern Cape, and the San people is the oldest native tribe that date back over years. They were characterized by the bow and arrow shooting, the handmade crafts, and the survival techniques. Therefore, I started Vinky's Tourism Enterprise with the support of our local guides and our Bushman trekkers, also known as medicinal plant specialists. And what we offer is guided tours, trekking with the Bushman trekker, showing you animal tracks, trees and plants, and we do bow and arrow shooting and craft making. We also do sundowners with a Bushman elder telling you old stories under the openness of our stars. And you can end your day with traditional dance entertainment where the men do the dancing and the women do the clapping and singing, and then you can enjoy traditional food after that. And another reason why I started Vinky's Tourism Enterprise is also because I am so passionate about sharing our age-old indigenous knowledge to keep our tradition alive for generations to come. So all of this, my culture and my heritage, I learned everything from my father. And my father was a traditional healer, but he passed away. So I learned more, just a little bit more. I don't learn more about the medicinal plants, but the other things like the trekking and the other activities, that was the part I learned most from him.
That is quite amazing. You know, I must say that it's so significant how Vinky's trading is actually showing where as humans come from. It's not necessarily the evolution per se, and I really commend you for that. Right? And I love the packages that you have in store. You know, I love how she just says where people actually they dance for you, your traditional dancing, and tell
sitting
stories
around the fire. I think it has always been that kind of conception that we've always had, sitting around the fire and have the generational things that we get told. So it's a beautiful one from Vinky.
Yes, and Vinky, so now if anyone would love to actually come to Vinky's tours to actually have a see of what you guys offer, where can they get a hold of you?
We stay in the Northern Cape. We are between the borders of Namibia and Botswana. So the Namibian border is 70 km from me, and the Botswana border is just 5 km from me. So I'm close to the Kalahari Transfrontier Park. And the Kalahari Transfrontier Park is also where our Komani San World Heritage Landscape is. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, take me through. Is it just, and I guess for the people watching, because I'm looking at the comments coming in, and they're saying that we want to know whether, is it only just colored people there? Are the black people there? Are white people part of your tribe, or a tribe that is that side on the borders of Botswana and Namibia?
At our place, we are the Komani San people, but most of us, like me, I'm more Western because I grow up more in the Western way. So there is colors in the Komani San people, and the people who want to come and visit us can be everywhere, from overseas, from all over the world. They can come anytime if they want to experience what we do there. And there is also a lot of tourists going into Kalahari Frontier Park. So we want them, before they go in, they can just stop at us just to experience what we are doing.
Now, I just wanted, just in closing, maybe Vinky, just tell me, are there still misconceptions about your tribe? You know, people thinking that maybe you're still old school and you haven't transformed and actually now become more Western, like you had mentioned.
More of us become more Western, but we still want the culture to be the same. That's why we learn it to the generation, to the children. So in we can still live traditional. So in some of the people, some of the families are still staying traditional. So we do feel the children inside the park so they can learn the tradition, the cultural way how we lived before. So we are still busy to let it be in the generation.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Vicky, right here on Midday Express.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Well, Rosang, that was a beautiful, I think, a conversation more than anything else. Because, I mean, we get to learn all the things that we know from stories from our forefathers, how stories were told down from generation to generation. And it's something that they still even practice.
Yes.
You can still experience that.
Yes.
Such a beautiful one.
It's quite amazing how, like, they mentioned, it's like you stemming back to where we come from as humankind, like we say. But just before we get carried away, let's just continue with a few last stories, actually, before we actually get into another interesting interview. Because, you know, with us,
it's always the special features because it is Heritage and Tourism Month.
Yes. Now, as we move on to our story now, Deputy Minister for Department of Basic Education, Dr. Regina Mhaule, spoke on how rural communities have always contributed to a number of top-performing learners and require all possible assistance to cultivate the potential that exists in the country. Now, let's just have a look there at her talking on this matter.
In terms of percentage, but in terms of total, the child has obtained 300 over 300 in mathematics and 300 over 300 in physical science. Always it's a black child coming from a rural school, coming from a poor, very poor community. Then it tells that we have that capacity, we have that potential to produce good learners. So we need to take it upon ourselves. Like this school is a science school. So we need to come up with programs that will make sure that it will not demotivate our learners from taking maths and science, because it is the attitude of our teachers during our time. They will say, you can't pass my paper. But is my teacher teaching me mathematics, but keeps on telling me that you can't pass my paper. But I'm surprised, when I was at the college myself, our lecturers used to say, hey, don't be, in our society, they say, a crocodile that I want my paper, you can't pass it. Then it means you are not a good teacher. If I teach you, then I set a paper, you fail, then I'm not a good teacher myself. Because if I'm a good teacher, I must, when I teach, also tell you that the questions will come in this way or that way. And even if it comes in this form, it's the same question, your response should be like this. Then you are...
Now, as we move on to our next story, another community of Pomore in KwaZulu-Natal dug up the road on Tuesday during a protest that demonstrated their frustrations over 4 years of lacking water and electricity. Now, it is alleged that the residents have been submitting memorandums to the government and embarking on protests over the provision of water and electricity, but to no avail. Now, the protesters blocked the R33 and began digging up the road, and they said that they were tired of raising the same concerns with the Msinga local municipality and the Umsingati district municipality. Now, one of the community members said that they get water from the river and they have to get there very early before the animals, and it is not safe because there is a forest between the village and the river. Now, it's quite sad how we need to actually be seeing people that are still voicing out their frustrations over lack of water and lack of electricity still today.
Question is digging up a road going to bring you water? Because we can't destroy one infrastructure or destroy what we have already for something we don't have. And it could be a peaceful protest, could be something that we are on the road about, but let us not destroy anything that says it's government property, it's my property. If they're buying cars, where are they going to? And then they're going to do and burn down the tanks, the water pipes they're going to get because they don't have roads.
But how many, let's talk about this again, is protesting not the only form of language that unfortunately now the government hears? Because unfortunately you get, like they say, they've been sending out memorandums, nothing has been done. So unfortunately sometimes after a protest has been done, only then is action taken.
But I think, and and I agree with you that sometimes we need to take to the streets as people, and it's an idea that I think the government is giving us, that the only time that we get to listen, the only time we get to come out is when you do something that is very big. Protest, go to the streets, destroy this. That's the only time they come out. But does it always work in our favor as the people? Because yet again, if you're looking at it, if people are going to the streets, digging up the same road, and they're digging up the road, it's tar. How much is tar in South Africa? How many countries, how many places within communities that don't have these roads that they are digging up? And it could be on the R33, and it could be the business road they have in that municipality. But does that mean they're going to get water from it? And they could get water, sure thing. But does that mean that they don't use the road if they have water?
Havidi, you make a valid point. You make a valid point, I hear you. But also, people are frustrated. People are frustrated.
I understand that.
And like we said, if the only way for them to actually talk is to actually protest, after all, to get their attention, then at the end of the day, I think what needs to be done needs to be done. I'm not advocating that it's okay
Absolutely.
To now destroy infrastructure, because now it's money that needs to go back into that to make sure. But go
to the municipality buildings. I always said, I think for me, my understanding, reasoning behind it, and this is just Harmony speaking, is that if we want to hold our politicians, our premiers, our local government accountable, go to them. Look at the cars they are driving, and they're all brand new. They are all within this year, but they haven't done anything as service delivery for the people. And that is reality. And if we want to see the because we can't just dig up a road that we use as the people. They don't even drive. The same premiers, people from the municipality aren't using the same road. So if we should go to them, try probably dig up the same road or entrance they used where they used to enter the municipality, and let's see what they'll do about it. If they can fix that gate without fixing your problems, then we now know where the money is going.
Because a valid point that you actually made that they actually ruining the road that they
are using.
Valid point. I see.
Yes, I'm not.
I see that birthday boy, you're coming with facts. But let's just go for a quick ad break right here on the Midday Express. And when we come back, we've got Basotho, Basotho on an interview. And they're going to give us a beautiful performance just to close off. Stay tuned right here on the Midday Express.
China's saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
Who sits by and does nothing, so that's why I'm here today.
Feel the excitement.
We are here to unite, because what we are fighting for is to stop institutional racism.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
From the ad break, and you're still watching Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network, and our special feature rather of the day has arrived, and he does go by the name of Mujalif. And today I'll be the translator rather, and Rosang will be the one handling this entire conversation.
Let's just hope my Stutu comes to the party. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, and South Africans and Africans, that was a greeting happening between Rosang and Mujalif.
Oh my gosh. Mujalif, about you and then the group that you are part of.
So group e ke nang le yona e ke sebetsang le yona ke group e ke sebeditseng le yona go tloa gale so ge sa tloa le yona ntse ke ithuta le yona re ithuta this thing ya mmino re ithuta ga nna ga ya le yona until ge ba re ithola re ntse album ya rona.
Album kaofela
so re tetelletse re ntse album ya rona so album ya rona e teng re tlile le yona so
ha go re jetse le qadile neng mohlomo ho qala ho bina ho ene go ba o re jetse le lebitso la group ka ntse re tla bua ka group mara re tsebile re lebitso la yona ke eng.
So group ya rona e re thommelle yona ke seboba sa dihlohlo. So group ena na re startile from re sale sekolong re sale sekolong ko Lesotho re sale ko sekolong ga nna ra ithuta dintho tsena tsa di mmino re bina until re ntse re ya le tsona re ba re hola le tsona re
I think I'm going to take a chance at this. So na ke batla o tseba hore since le thomile kwa Lesotho ho qala taba ya lona ya mmino le fitlile neng mo Gauteng ha le fitla mo Gauteng ke eng ntho le dirileng Jessica group la recorda le album le dire neng ntho eo. Was that good?
Yeah. So ka gona ho re tloele Lesotho re tle ka kwano ka Gauteng re tluile ka taba ya mosebetsi ebile ntse re ikopanya SS group re ikopanya jalo ka re batho ba group ya seboba sa dihlohlo ke re tla Gauteng mona re tlile mona ka re nkua ke motho ka mosebetsi a re no banna ha re tsamaeng go le batlela mosebetsi ko nna ke dula Pretoria Oliven so ke le fa mosebetsi hore le kgono re le etseng le re hanyane until le ba le iphumana le ntse ntwena e le batla
jwale album ya lona e fumana la kae ene jwale gore batho ba e receivile jwang album ya lona le na le support ngata mhlomo
so wa tseba hana jwale album e ha se khale re entse kona ntse re zamela market ntse re zamela market and then ha re so itholle market mo re kae ga etsa gore batho ba gona e thola ka bobebe mara yona re tla thola market re batla e thola gona
jale ke batla re bue mohlomong ka the importance ya heritage wa bona gona she re into heritage month mabana so ke batla re bue mohlomong gore how important is it gore we itsebe o le motho ha le Mosotho ha le Mozulu gore o itsebe gore o tswa kae
hore ke
ke conversation fela re bua gore mohlomong wa bana hobane re na le re thole ha re le batjha especially batjha ha re itsebe gore re tswa kae wa bona le nna ke nna mo ke a tswa ka Sesotho le
Sekgowa wa tswa ka jwalo
wa bona
ntse di ya pele
wa understand jole re qena le re itibala gore re tswa kae re le batho wa bona so ba re bua fela ka the importance I can tell importance but importance ya hore njena re tsebe as batjha bohlokwa thank you le ha mona utsa
on tsa se tsebo on tsa se tsebo mo tla ka go Sesotho ntse se tsoa
jale o na lo rona ne mohlomo ra tseba re Sesotho sa ko Lesotho ha se tshwane le sa kama na le thola hore mhlomong hona le ntho right wena o tswa Lesotho wena wa Afrika Borwa
wa Afrika Borwa o wa kae
di teng tsona ntho tseo ra re feel nkare ha na mo re kopanang teng
you know ha re kgetholle re na kgethollo go re ha re kopane le batho ba bang ba mohlobo o mong I go serengile just like one.
Which is quite important for the togetherness and Ubuntu, you know, and especially Rainbow Nation at the end of the day, and having to embrace each other's culture, it's quite amazing.
Yeah, so I think for now in Rosang, I'd like to ask guys my Sesotho today. So I kibatlotsiba hore le thomile ning le batlo dirang in like the next 5 years, in the next coming 5 years. Kamino wa lona
o kamino wa rona re startile ka 2003 hane re starta kamino so rana ga ya until 2020 so re ile lona ntse re sokolanyana until re ba re thola ga ba thola gore ga ba getsa ga nkua ke ena motho a re tlisa Olivene ka mosebetsi ono ga itshebeletsa until re etsa album ya rona
hle re ka fumana mhlomong album e nngwe ya bobedi dilemonyana tse tlang hape
ibile haufinyana re tloetsa engwe haufinyana
le reka mos
a mosebetsi wa rona ona o makgethe o motle
a re tla iponela ona nke re letla bele re binela mo re batla go bona vele mosebetsi wa rona o makgethe ka nnete.
Well, I guess to the African people watching on the continent of Africa and South Africans that might not understand this particular conversation, but I think he's taking us through a journey of where they started at a very young age, where they were in primary school, where they started singing, trying to understand what it is that they're in love with, and that was music, and they grew with it, and it took them years to understand their sound, what is it that they particularly like, and to sing in their own language. As hence we are celebrating Heritage Month, bring guys all indigenous, all different languages and different sounds of South Africa, and even Africans also join us right here on Midday Express. And I even tried Sesotho Hanyani, and I was a bit dabbling, speaking.
What
is the king?
But you did better than me, that's why.
Oh, chap, no, never.
Let's just go for a quick ad break, and when we come back, and stay tuned right to the Midday Express. Don't you go anywhere.
China saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
I don't want to be a white person who sits by and does nothing, so that's why I'm here today.
Feel the excitement.
We are here to unite, because what we are fighting for is to stop institutional racism.
Feel the heat with Starsat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with Starsat.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Welcome back from the ad break right here at Midday Express. And we've come to the end of our show, unfortunately, but we're still bringing you good vibes, good news all the time. And we have a performance all the way from Lesotho joining us right here in Johannesburg. And they bring their diversity, their culture, all things, entertainment and heritage. Gents, it's all over to you. Thank you very much. Have a good one. See you guys same time, same place tomorrow afternoon rather at 12 p.m. Adios.